Hi there, I'm Brian and welcome back to my Sugar Shack Nature Center and Family Pavilion 3000 build, better known as a shed. Well, I'm joined outside today with my coffee and covered in dirt first thing in the morning to go over all the sheathing that I need to do. It is plywood day today at the Mews Forest, and my goal is to sheathe or put plywood on the rafters on both sides of the building. I am tired of the rain. I am tired of the snow. I am just tired of the weather, and today is a rare treat in Connecticut where I finally have a sunny Saturday where temperatures right now are like in the 30s and it's not -20 wind chill. I don't have 2 feet of snow on the ground. It's amazing. For everyone in New England that is complaining about the winter, folks, it is my fault. It is completely my fault. The reason that we've had a hard winter in Connecticut this season is because I started this project. That is the only reason why it's been a hard winter, and it's Murphy's Law. But fear not, the sun, there is light at the end of the tunnel, syrup at the end of the sap boil, and we're certainly getting there. So let's check out the progress that I've made last week. I'm going to also talk about the progress I'm making this week. Making progress inside the building. You can start to see the plywood going up on the ceiling. The chimney is installed from last week after last week's first boil. And the evaporator 3000 is installed on its tile bed. I have a lot of work to do on this side. I got my Gable studs in. That was fun. We're gonna go over how I made those Gable studs. And I also installed one of my, well, I'm in the process of installing one of my Gable rafters that overhangs about a foot over the gable end, and I'm getting my ladders in for that. I got to install the other gable end. Now, the other problem I have is I got to start cleaning this building up. You can see that I have a bit of a mess from all of the construction and all of the sugaring that I'm doing. So cleaning is in order. But maybe I should finish the roof and, oh, I don't know, put windows in and doors in. Yeah, that's on the list. To cut out the gable studs, what I did was I scribed the angle of the rafter, and I also included about 6.75 inches, 6 3/4 inches of support. So I'm going to cut this space out, and that's going to give space for the rafter. And then on the other side of it, I'm going to keep the wood whole. This piece, this portion of it is going to be kept. This is going to be removed, and this is going to be what I'm going to nail into on the back end of the rafter. Let me show you upstairs on the loft and what it looks like. That cut I just showed you converts to this. This is the space to allow for the rafter to sit, and this is the end of the stud for me to nail onto the rafter. This gives so much strength. If I were to cut this piece out, the only thing I'll be able to nail into would be this angled cut, and that's really small. This gives a nice locking connection, and it adds a lot of strength. This is the fastest I've seen snow melt here in my life. It is 70 degrees right now. And just yesterday, there was about 3 inches of snow right where I'm standing. And the job site, still a mess, but it is warm and I'm working with snow on the ground. What a feeling. One of the most reflective moments of this build was installing this tile underneath the evaporator. This became my first finished element in this build. And what I mean by that is, with the tile, once it's grouted, this is what you're going to see. Everything else so far with this build is going to be covered up by something. And this tile was the first thing that I realized in this whole project, realized, wow, this is really coming together. It's going to look fantastic. And down the road, I'm going to eventually put waterproof vinyl flooring down on the floor. And I'm going to finish the walls eventually. I'm going to put insulation in the building, things like that. We're going to be painting the building too, but this tile is going to be there. After it's grouted, that's how it's going to look. And it really gave me pause about how this project's coming together. The other thing I'm going to be doing later this weekend is I got these hurricane ties in my glove. Look at my glove. My glove. It's all everything. I've gone through so many pairs of gloves this season. It's not even funny. But that's another story for another time. These hurricane ties are going to go up on the rafters, and it's going to secure the rafters, well, from hurricane winds. It requires 5 Simpson nails or screws on each end, so a total of 10. And I got to put about 38 of these in for this building. I also have to install these when I build the pavilion. That's down the road. But it's really coming together. Also on the docket is this hole, a hole in the roof. I got to install my cupola. And I'm squared for it, I'm boxed for it, but I gotta frame it still. The cupola is gonna go up vertically, about 2 feet out, and it's gonna help vent the steam that gets made from the evaporator. And once I put the cupola in, I gotta install the cupola doors and windows that I have on there. It's gonna look fantastic, but it's a thing. And before I do that, I'm waiting to get the plywood on the roof and sheathed because I'm tired of the weather coming and destroying this project. And we'll end it there for this week. Thanks for following my journey, and thanks for watching. It's a lot of work. This whole thing, it's a lot of work. I'm just saying.